Welcome to the show, it's dark and late. Burning rubber, blowing smoke all day. From the pits to the strip, we rev it high. We're talking burnouts, and we're not shy. Engines roar and the tires scream. Living that burnout car dream. We're here to win, never backing down. And when the smoke clears, we wear the crown. Just a tip and we're hitting hard. Spinning wheels and breaking hearts. With a twist to the key and a foot on the floor. We're bringing the heat like never before. Burnout cars and driver fame. Running through fire, taking the flame. Just a tip in, we've got it all. From burnout cops to the mental calls.
What's going on, guys? I'm your old mate Dr. Cuts. This is Encyclopedia Ray, and you're watching Just a Tip In. Today in the studio, we've got our special guest, Mr. Paul Henry, owner, driver, creator of RUSTY8 burnout car.
Welcome, bro. Welcome.
Thanks for coming, buddy. We're really grateful to have you in the studio. Good opportunity for us, I think. So tell us, what are you on? So you're on your way to Chrome?
Yeah.
Shitty weather.
Shitty weather, all right?
Shitty
Rain all the way. Real rough ferry crossing.
Yes.
Most of the people sitting around us throwing up in the bags.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it was a lovely scene.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
Oh, could have been 10 or 12 going around us, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Okay. You were just stayed in the vehicle in your Escalade?
No.
And
You're not allowed to stay in the car.
oh, you're not allowed to stay in the cars. Oh, that shows how much I know about ferry travel.
Luckily, my PA had given us sea legs, so...
Yeah, good call.
Great.
Prepared. You were prepared.
Yeah, 100%. So chrome horsepower. All right. Well, for those of you that don't know RUSTY8, obviously there's some pictures coming around here, but A and then B, which rock have you been under? If you don't know, you're obviously new to the scene, and thank you for watching. But this is RUSTY8. Paul, we've had a bit of a yarn about it, but do you want to give us a rundown on Rusty, because the story is pretty cool, actually. It's not like people would imagine that you just picked up a dung.
That's a funny thing I tell people when they tell me I've wrecked it, and I just say, well, I only paid $1,500 for it. I purchased it 30 years ago to be my good street machine car, you know, something to do up and everything.
Yeah.
Pulled apart, got it bare metalled. It was a remarkably rust-free car, surprisingly. And done the family thing, kids, mortgage, all that. So just accumulated parts for it for the day when it happened.
Yeah.
And it went into storage at a mate's place that was a bit damp, and a bit of surface rust started.
Right.
And then the opportunity came up for me to buy another 58, which is a four-door pillarless one.
Okay.
So I brought that. All the stuff I put away for that car went to that one to be the good one.
Yes.
And the front guards and bonnet got set inside it, and it got set outside in my backyard on some tyres for 10 years or so.
Okay. Yep.
Hence the patina.
That's going to be a cause of some patina, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty flash garden ornament.
So here we are now. It's been like it for 15, 20 years, but it's never had any oil or any protection, no clear coat, nothing.
No clear coat, nothing. She just, that's bare elements. Well, that's probably pretty good then.
Yeah.
That's
considering.
Still.
Yeah.
So, went to Summer 20. I was supposed to go with the wife. Her work buggered it up, so I went with a mate. So we had to go back the next year as well.
Bugger.
And Anita's into it. We spent hours and hours in the front row of the burnout comp just getting pelted with rubber and steel.
Yeah.
Came back and decided I was going to have a burnout car, right or wrong.
Yes.
But the money said wrong.
Yes.
This was sitting there, so hence we done it. And threw the 283 in it.
Yep.
First outing, it had a power glide in it with one gear. And then I managed to get hold of a Richmond 4-speed box.
Oh, yes.
So I threw that in it.
So you
And
checked the manual in it.
for 7 years, done burnouts, done everything in it.
With a 283
and 4-speed.
and 4-speed manual.
Yeah.
And that's not just burnouts, is it? You're showing us some footage. And we've seen footage. I'm seeing you at the Muscle Car Madness. Drifting this thing on dirt. You drifted it on the track too?
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite something to watch. I'll hopefully get some footage. Maybe you can internet me some footage somehow, and I might put it down here, but because I don't really know how to do that on the, We got to see other people's movies yet.
The thing with Rusty is, like, I still run rear brakes. You know, I've got a switch to turn them off, but I still run them, whereas a lot of the burnout cars don't.
Right.
I like to go hard on the track, not just straight lines. I'm diving into corners. I've got four-wheel disc brakes.
Yeah.
It's got tubular suspension, tubular A-arms, all the suspension under
Right.
there as well.
Yes.
Trip shocks, dual adjustable shocks all around.
So you're
I
not
can set it up soft if I'm going paddock racing.
you're not just running a standard 58.
No.
No.
Far from it. But then, like, you can just stiffen up, turn the knobs, and
Yeah.
you're good for the circuit track. So,
Wicked.
yeah.
Okay. And so
it's
did
evolved over years.
you do all that yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Done everything pretty much myself. Had a bit of hand from mates and that at times, but Ned will tell you, I like to do things,
So
and then I know they're done.
You've been tinkering around with cars since a young age, or is it something you picked up through growing up?
No, I was stuck in it. Dad's had sheds.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's your full of your background.
Yeah, back in '72, he had a '65 Impala, which in New Zealand was pretty flash in those days, you know.
Yeah.
And he's had V8s and Chevs all my life, really.
Yeah.
He got out of it a while back, and I got him back into it, and I've actually created a bit of a monster. This is American cars everywhere.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's actually his Cadillac that I borrowed to tow Rusty around.
Yeah, right.
So I'm over 50 and still asking Dad if I can borrow the car.
Oh, hey, if he wasn't into it, we wouldn't be allowing you to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you still running that 283 4-speed combo?
No. Another one that evolved. I was building a twin turbo 383 for it, actually.
Oh, hell.
I was going to have this 2 snails out the bonnet and all that sort of thing. Had all the manifolds and the motor and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
That 383 actually became a meters motor,
Okay.
but I got the opportunity to buy a Dart little M block
Oh,
really cheap.
yes.
They damaged one of the bores on the dyno with a brand new motor.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
the guy didn't want to run a sleeve, so he sold me the block.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then just slowly, I spent 4 or 5 years buying bits, deals,
Yep.
everything I possibly could.
Yes. Yep.
Surprisingly, in that motor, the cam, the lifters, and the pistons are the only new items in that motor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
And how long has that motor been running now?
7 years in January.
7 years in January.
Still on the original rings and bearings.
Right. And is
Still
it
happy.
naturally aspirated?
671 blower on it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's got water methanol all hooked up, but I haven't actually used that yet. 'Cause
Right.
I'm chasing a couple of gremlins recently.
Right.
I think we've got sorted now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
You don't-
what's your fuel? What are you running?
avgas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm in Christchurch. We got no pads. We've got to tow hundreds of k's to go and do a skid, and like Rusty's pretty much sat in the garage. It's been started a couple of times, but it's pretty much sat in the garage since Rouge South. Oh, old school. And the hassle of methanol.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If we had more comps, that sort of thing, I'd be switching to methanol in a heartbeat just
Sure.
for that nastiness.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you wouldn't, temp-wise, you're not too bad in that anyway, would you?
No, it's not too bad. It gets a bit of residual in it if you do a few too many skids.
Yeah.
I should be limiting myself to 3 and that sort of thing, but I've never been known to do that.
Oh, it looks like it handles the beating.
That's why I fitted the water methanol, so
Yeah.
if it's starting to get a bit warm, I just flick that in and use that for cooling.
Yeah. Of course. What's your trans?
2x400.
Right.
Yeah. I ran that manual for years. I loved the manual. Even with this motor,
Yeah.
the big motor with the manual was really fun. Real puna.
Watching you go around that dirt track, you would imagine that the manual would come in quite nicely around
Wouldn't
there.
it? Wouldn't it? There's no handbrake.
But the one thing that really does it for me, like burnouts, is power skids.
Right.
And dropping the clutch in 3rd gear, it worked sometimes, and other times it broke my wallet again. So we finally gave up the ghost and auto. Dr. Trans built as a turbo 400, which is a bit tricked up inside.
Yes. Good.
Built for about 1,000 horsepower.
Right. What's Rusty running?
And once again, it's 4 years with just an oil changes.
And what horsepower?
About 720, 730 at the moment.
Reasonably respectable, in my opinion.
About 850 foot-pound
Wow.
torque.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on the Dave's dyno when we first built it. It was like 400 foot-pound torque from basically near enough idle. So she's a stump.
Have you driven anyone else's car at an event or skidded someone else's car?
Have you seen how I drive?
Yes. But you know,
I've had plenty of offers.
yes, yeah.
And even recently, you may have seen Matt Bolton, his boss's wide body Mustang
Right.
with the BA turbo on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was told to jump in that and finish a set of tyres off, and that was,
Really? And what event
I've
was this
broke
at?
too many things on my
I
own
was
car to be paying for someone else's stuff.
Reason I asked just to the difference between you being so used to turning that
Yeah, massive
fairly
bit
big
of
car
kit.
as opposed to some other cars, and then jumping in something we're like, wow, this is like a feather, like
I've found that since I put the electric steering, and that's amazing. But
Yeah.
but for the size of the car, Anita and I, in our earlier years, we always had V8s. Anita had a daily driver, third gen Trans Am, the old Night Rider one, the nice blue.
Oh, yeah. Wicked.
And mine was I had a 64 Impala.
Yep.
And a 65 big block one to use as well. So,
Okay. So big cars are a big.
that's what I played in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And even then, from day one, it was EH Holdens and stuff like that. It's always been bigger cars.
Yeah.
That's the one problem with Rusty and the burnout pad is those backyards. And I can't paint them. I can't bulb them.
Right.
Like all these other guys, if they do something,
Yeah.
they can hide it.
Yeah. But
There's no hiding nothing on this.
No.
Yeah.
So have you
It's actually worse than having paint.
have you done any mischiefs that you've gone, oh fuck, and had to deal with?
Kiwi Nats once. We were 5 up and we're going through pothole, full noise in third gear, 4-wheel drifting, and the back tyre blew.
Okay.
And instead of spinning it, dug in and spat the front hard right and into the grass, and there was a water-filled barrier, which I got with the front guard. So it's got a couple of marks in it.
Yeah.
We had to reshape it, but
Oh wow.
we just pulled it out with a strop against the tree a little bit so we could carry on for the weekend. It's like the milk's been spilt, carry on.
We see way worse on a regular basis on the burnout pad than that, so that's pretty good.
I moved one of the concrete blocks at Kaikoura about 2 inches apparently with the back bumper.
Oh yes.
Didn't you scrape the
Can't
bumper?
really tell. And there's a scrape on the other side from where I went down the wall backwards at Merriam.
Oh yeah.
Still going full noise forward, but it just slid backwards and just scraped along.
Right.
But
oh yeah.
Otherwise, touch wood.
Touch wood. So what's your favourite pad to skid on? You've obviously done a fuck ton of them.
Yeah. Most of them have been on all the same pads and stuff, but I love Mary. That's why I'm up here again now.
Yep.
Along with the fact that after last year's problem with the blower, we've been calling it redemption this year.
Right.
Come and show people that we can do it.
Yeah. I
managed to get them off last year, but it had to start it twice, and it went for about 4 minutes, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What size are you for skidding? What are you running on the back?
Pretty much anything I can get. Generally 215s. Yeah.
What size rim?
I've got 14s and 17s D-spokes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I run 17. I do burnouts on the 17s as well.
Right.
The price of tyres these days, and now they put that surcharge on them all as well.
Right. So you got to pay for the disposal up front. Yeah.
It adds up. So this weekend I've actually got a heap of mud and snows with me that were given to me by a client shop.
Yes. Nice.
So we know
yeah.
how many tyres and rims are you rolling with the chrome?
I left 2 17s at home because I didn't have enough room.
Yeah.
But I've brought 10 rims and 22 tyres.
10 rims and 22 tyres. And currently now, given my editing skills, I know this can happen. There's going to be possibly a little video or a picture here right now of the Escalade and the RUSTY8 outside, and you tell me where those fucking tyres and wheels are. Because I tell you, and there's a bonnet in there too, in the Escalade. So I don't know, Maybe we should do one of those things. Guess how many are in here? People would have gone, I don't know, 4.
When I come up to Autofest and never couldn't come, I brought my mate. And the day before, I sent him a video starting at the boot of the car and showing him all the stuff. And I don't know where you're going. I told him to take a pair of undies and a pair of socks. That's all he's allowed.
That's the other thing too, people sort of would not see really is the size of the inside of a boot in a 50 women 7 Chevy. It's like it's a pretty big bit of area.
I've got no room in there though, because I've got 3 commercial batteries and a fuel cell and water meth injection. And
Right. Yes. So you can't even use the boot for storing tires.
I managed to. When I went to Invercargill, we had problems. Well, it was the blower that snapped input, and so I got the hard luck award. And they gave me 2 tyres, so I actually came home with more than I needed. I've never done that before. But they're actually just like 185s.
Oh, yeah.
So I brought...
How to get them off nice.
I can actually get them on top of the fuel cell and shut the boot, so there's 2 in the boot as well. But I thought we'll get rid of them doing a power skid or something.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, I guess, as we touch on chocking it up the inside, we know like that RUSTY8's actually got still got its plastic on the door cards. All they she's a minter on the inside.
This is the first time we've actually put tyres in the car because of that interior. But there's covers and padding and all sorts trying to protect it.
Right. Oh, yeah, don't blame you.
Yeah. And it's funnily enough, plastic on the door trims, it's actually really handy for cleaning up after burnouts.
Yeah, would be.
Because it has cloth under it, so yeah.
So at Chrome Horsepower this weekend, what are you doing? You're just doing the burnouts?
No, do the cruising, burnouts at at Hampton Downs. Last time I was up, I done the skid pan, power skids, the burnouts, and the roll racing. Yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah. What tyre combo are you running on the back wheel and tyre for the roll racing? Just run the street ones that I got on there, which is the BFGs, like 245, I think they are.
Yeah.
I made a fatal mistake with them down at Fours and Roses once. I was in the roll racing, and I lined up the first one, and the guy waved me forward and told me to do a power skid. Done a big power skid down the back straight, but it just didn't seem right and gripped, and when I went into top gear, so I went back around and really gave it to it. And as I hooked third, I remembered I was on my brand new BFGs. So yeah, 2 power skids and they were gone. So learned my lesson there.
Oh, that's absolutely golden. So, what have you got any? What's your next event after Chrome then? Because we're coming into that part of the year now as we spread into the warmer months that all the events are starting to come out now. Are you having a crack at heaps of them?
We try to. The last 18 months we've been trying to sort out a few gremlins and haven't gone as far, but the year before, at one stage, we towed Rusty 8,000 Ks in 3 months, I think it was.
That dog just fart.
From Invercargill to Auckland, but I'd like to do Autofest. It's just the cost. The hidden costs and stuff as well, but even just, when you're going through this many tyres. But
there's some South Island events coming up though. You're sort of earlier next year though, isn't it? So Rev South. And,
I'll do Rev South definitely. Our St Mary's probably your favourite track. Rev South's up there too, just the sheer size of it and no barriers, so I can literally go ape shit if I want Rusty. If it goes wrong, I don't have to panic. As long as someone wasn't standing there.
Yeah. Well, it's not a street takeover, so there shouldn't be someone standing.
Oh, the marshals,
Oh, yeah. Well, they're not.
Should have waved his flag.
Yeah, pretty much, hey. Should have been a red flag, bud.
But we done Alex. Actually dropped Anita in the deep end at Alex once. I entered her in it in the very first ever skid.
I saw that photo when you jumped out of the car. You looked like you're in a monumentous spot of your life. Like, you look pretty happy.
I didn't know. I actually thought it was the tag was a lot bigger than it was.
Oh, right.
I felt a bit guilty, but...
That's something that pops to my mind is that, say, for next year, 2025, the girls, their second event. I'm sure, that'd be quite cool for RUSTY8 in there and Anita driving. And
Anita, she's done a few burnouts in it now. She's throws it around. She was doing it with the manual steer as well, so
Oh, yes.
she hasn't done one with the electric steer, so
Right.
she'll probably like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't skid your car? You skid your car? It looks too beautiful.
It was actually supposed to be something that she could do skids in, but when we geometaled it,
That panel
the
job
guards,
looks too straight.
they'd never had a
Yes.
dent or rust, nothing. It was, oh,
Right.
we can't do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So we actually brought a 55 Studebaker
Right.
for her to do a burnout in, and we've got a 383 with a 471 blower on it to
Oh,
drop
yeah.
in it, so
Nice, nice.
make reasonable
That's a
fun.
reasonably
Maybe
big
that'll be the
bit,
one
isn't
year
it?
the girls next year then.
Yeah.
It just came up on Marketplace because I was actually building her a Mini
Oh, yeah.
for a burnout car.
Right.
And I had a 64 Mini that we left outside, and it was a Mini Rusty.
Right.
It looked the same
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah,
But, you know, by the time you try and package it all, build the chassis, set the steering, all that sort of thing, and then
Sure,
I spotted the Studebaker. It was a rolling
yeah.
shell.
Yeah, yeah.
It's too rusty to go back on the road, but
Sure. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
also something different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What are you going to call it? She Rusty?
It's
Rusty Girl?
Elvira.
Elvira? Oh, yeah.
Elvira, yeah.
Yeah. Where do I know that name from? Is it Adam's family or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That
nice.
song.
Oh, that song.
Yeah, because the Mini thing was because I actually still own my first car,
Oh, I was about to get to that too.
which is a 64 Mini.
Right.
You got some nostalgia, Tear.
Yeah.
You definitely have.
That's the way of telling
That's
someone he's old, but
Yeah.
you got some
Well,
nostalgia.
I've had it for 38 years now, so
Longer than RUSTY8.
yeah,
That's
got it
well,
when I was 15.
Oh,
Got my license in it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
That good.
hasn't been on the road for
1000
most of
cc.
those years. 850.
850.
Yeah, with the old slidey windows and the big hockey stick.
Wicked.
Push button starter on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's just been stored. It was actually stored in the roof of my dad's garage for 20 years. And then in the earthquakes, it half fell out, so they made me take it.
Right, yeah, of course.
So it's been in my storage unit for a few years, well, since the earthquakes now.
Yeah.
It's still in original paint, you
Right.
know, and
That's interesting.
I didn't need to sell it. And everybody says, I wish I had my first car, and then they go and buy a replica of it, but it's still not the
Yes,
real thing.
still not the real
I've
thing.
actually got it.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
after doing the Nova, I figured it would be a lot cheaper restoration.
Yeah.
A lot easier to get around.
Wow.
Yeah, I got some fond memories of minis. Actually, I had a bit of a rat bag flatmate. Well, I was a rat bag myself. Actually, we were younger, and he had minis. He was this enormous. He was way taller than me. Knees up round his buck, and he'd cruise around in his little minis on the piss as you did back in those days. It was fun.
Quite weird. I've still got the other minis. So 364 minis. I've had 464 EHs, and I had a 64 Impala.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So, what's your old man driving now? What do you got him into? What Chevy you got him into? Become a bit of a menace.
They've got
with them.
Oldsmobiles.
Oh shit! Right.
Buicks. His mum's got a 65 Impala convertible. They got a 65 Impala coupe.
I see. You really did unleash the beast.
They'd be all tight, like nice and tidy bodies, I'm assuming too.
Most of them, yeah, most of them.
Don't get the rust down there. Well, you do get rust down there. But like,
Well, I don't know.
condition-
Rusty's lasted all right
No?
for quite a long time without any protection. That's you know.
Like today, there's no choice but pretty much keep it out of the weather as much as possible. I used to still street drive it for quite a while there, and we took it to the Kaikoura Hop and the old Saltier and that.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was like it got a new top coat. We came home and you could see it in the photos. It had gone more orange.
Yeah, I bet.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you lived around sort of, this area here, if you lived down Women by the beach at the Mount or something like that, you wouldn't be the car she is today.
No.
At all.
No. There'd be a few more.
Well, like I
holes.
say, most of the New Zealand U58s have had serious rust in them, and they got some bad design flaws where they go in certain
Right.
places. And,
Down in the doors where the rain collects.
or
and-
awkward ones like dog legs.
oh yes.
There's no inner guard, so all the dirt off the front wheel goes up into that headlight bucket and
Right.
rots all them out.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a remarkably clean car.
So how many owners has it had?
4?
Not bad.
I might be the fifth. Yeah, I'm the fifth, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And two of them were brothers.
Oh, yeah, right. Same
Yeah,
family.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, I took a couple of them for a ride that actually used to cruise around in the back seat of it with their dad driving.
Yeah.
Well, we were
Back in the 60s.
Paul was showing us a nice little folder collection that he's got.
Big
There's a
collection.
photo of a chap that used to own it as a young fella down inside the door. Sort of just, you can see, and Paul was saying that he's actually recreated that photo.
No, it's the same guy.
Same guy.
Yeah, it's actually my mate. That photo, he was helping me take the bench seat out.
Yes.
And then, 30 years later, he was down right in the same spot working on it.
Right. Yeah, okay.
He had never seen the photo, and I showed him.
So you took both the photos, mate. Yeah, I'm with
He had
you.
a bit more hair back then too.
Yeah.
But actually, at the last Rust and Dust paddock racing day the other month, I took him. He came out with me, so I gave him the keys, and he done a few laps, and then we pulled up onto the steel plates for the burnouts and got them all started, and then I jumped out of it and filmed it for him. So he's done a skid on it now as well.
Okay.
I like the guys that have helped me in that. We've had probably 10 different people driving it, and 3 or 4 with the new motor. You know, I could turn the revs down if I want, especially on the paddock, just in case there's an accident. But most of them respect it, and the ones that's worried about what they're going to do, it's like, you are not going to be as hard on it as me. If it breaks on you, it was going to break on me, and probably worse or sooner. So you found a weak spot, thank you. So yeah, and then some of these people have never had anything like that to drive and love it, you know. Got to share it around. That's why I like to take passengers all the time. I figure if I'm going out to do laps, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I've
done it 100 times, but the passengers haven't.
I've seen you multiple drives around taking passengers. So you'll be a taxi stand throughout the weekend, take a few people if they got them?
Generally, if I get a chance. The last time I got King of Chrome and that, but I never actually stopped at the taxi stand because everybody just came to our pit.
Right,
And it was just non-stop.
Yes,
and being up in Auckland, it was actually all strangers, you know. It wasn't mates and friends of friends and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it was quite good.
Well, the judges would have taken note of that anyway.
Yeah.
Because that does happen. I noticed that, like, a lot of our friends' cars at events, we won't go to the taxi stand because you got to wait. You just, someone, you go and jump in their car and cruise around. So,
but for those people that turn up and, like young kids and stuff, and they don't know anybody there, they just have the time of their lives, because they're just like buzzed out.
The other one, that's what I do at Muscle Car Madness and wherever, actually. Like, if I've got to start the car, there's a little kid walking around, jump in, mate. Turn that key, and the grins or the sheer terror or whatever, it's always a laugh.
Yeah.
We at Christmas time, one of the guys we met at Muscle Car, he contacted us and asked if he could bring his 3 boys around to have a look at the car. So we got Rusty out. I've got an HSV Senator. We got that out, and we had Anita's Nova out, and let them fire all them up and give them a rev and all that sort of thing.
Good. Yeah.
A little bit of gas, but I remember when I was a kid, if someone let me do that,
I'd absolutely,
gas,
100%.
And a lot of people won't let them.
No.
So
it's good. This as we're learning the story of this car and what you do and the history of it is pretty damn cool.
I got asked the other day by one of the guys where I was getting some tyres. Well, actually, his workmate informed me that I'd taken his younger brother for a lapse about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he said, with my mates, like, so how many passengers have you taken up now? And it's been nearly 15 years now. So, but it'd be interesting if we'd actually kept a log. It's, I wouldn't say thousands, but it's hundreds.
It would have to be. 15 years, like say at least half a dozen events a year, half a dozen people an event potentially. Like I don't know how to match, but that's up there.
Ones we had 20, 30 people through the car,
Yeah, mate, it's got to be 1,000.
Dads and kids and that sort of thing. And I don't go as loose, with the kids. Still give them a little bit. But I don't want to be talking to a parent after I've done something.
No.
So then, with speaking about numbers, no, probably you don't have to answer it, but how many sets has Rusty8 done now in 30 years? The rides is one thing I know, but how many sets?
Oh,
Yeah, no,
hundreds.
Yeah,
And that isn't exaggerating.
Yeah.
We had a place up the road from us that was a bit of a burnout pad for a couple of years.
Test spot, you might say.
And they'd have bonfires and a big party and that sort of thing.
Right.
I actually done 2 carloads of tyres during the day and dropped them there on wheels. And we went through 14 that night, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then we put the road tyres on and I ended up dropping all the guys off at home because their cars had broken when they were doing it. So. But a lot of events, it's always between 14 and 20 as long as things haven't gone wrong.
It's pretty reasonable set count, man. It's they're setting a lot of tyres to
And that's
run
on the
out.
back, and that's on the same axles too, eh? Have you pretty much?
Well,
What did you do set up?
it's got a 9-inch in it now, but right from day one, it had a VN Commodore diff in it.
Right.
All they had to do was change the top mounts, move them in, and it actually located in all the factory system places, even the coil springs, you know, it was all good.
Brilliant.
But once the new motor went in, it just couldn't last.
Start peeling it out.
I destroyed so many diffs. At one stage there, I had 5 diffs on a rack on the wall, and they were different ratios, and open or closed, depending if I was driving it to Kaikoura or going to the speedway. Or,
Oh no, there's commitment for you.
Quite quick to change a diff, you know.
Yeah,
Once you do it, done it a few times, it's only 10 bolts, and
There you go. Yeah.
so. But yeah, the Commodore ones just couldn't handle that new motor, the torque. So I was actually down at it was NZBC in Invercargill, and I broke some wheel studs, and the guy came up to me and said, "Oh, I've got what you need for that car," and went around the next day, and it was a 9-inch. This guy Jack, real salt of the earth guy,
Jack, coming for you, Jack.
mate. It's obscene what he gave it to me for.
Really? Oh, good on you, Jack.
But then he threw in about half a dozen axles.
Wow. Yeah.
And then he's, "Oh, if you got the housing, you might as well have the head." So he gave me the head. And then when me and my mate were putting it all in the truck, he comes back out and he gave me another head.
What a good critter.
Did you go on to say like,
And I'm talking hundreds of dollars,
Wow.
not thousands. So.
Yeah, what a good critter.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
did he come around and help you fit it in?
He's in Invercargill, and I'll tell you what, if I asked him,
He probably
He would
he would have been there. He
Yeah,
was
right.
in my garage.
Right.
When 2 years ago down there, we had a nut came loose on the distributor.
Oh, yes.
6, 8 years it's been fine. It came loose there and it trashed it.
Right.
Well, this same guy drove for a couple of 100 Ks in the end, getting 2, 3 dizzies for me.
Wow.
Went back to his place, pulled one out of his working 57 Chev as well,
Yeah.
and just turned up with all them. One of them will work, and, get it going.
Cool.
So yeah. And that's the thing. I've been lucky with Rusty. Like I say, even with the motor, it's deals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you had the patience, doing it in the time you did it, as opposed to like here's all the money, just boom, 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 boom.
I've been with Rare Spears for over 20 years, and so I've got a lot of stuff that cost and cheap, but says I needed them. But in the same sentence, I'm just a counter jockey there on lower end wages. Me and Anita have funded everything up until the last couple of years. We've got a little bit of help, but most of the sponsors are product or services. It's not cash and stuff. Like this trip here. Fuel for Rusty, fuel for the tow vehicle, and the ferry is about $3,200.
Fuel
Heads
bill.
up, eh?
Fuel bill only.
And that's
The fuel bill's $2,200 of it. The ferry was only $1,000.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's $500 for Rusty, and the Escalade will be about 16. I think it was 17 by the time we get home. It's averaging 26 litres, 200 Ks towing that.
Yeah, and that's just highlighting.
As you've been aware that we've got a little friend on my phone, on my computer called Jack the AI, and probably Jack the Ripper's more. Jack the Ripper's more. And we ask, we feed Jack a little bit of a picture of the vehicle and a name and a name of the driver, and then we just say, "Fucking please
Do your best."
Do your best. So yeah. So here we go. RUSTY8, more like Rust Never Gonna Be Great. This car's been around the burnout scene so long, it probably remembers when Paul had hair. With all that rust, it's less of a car and more of a rolling tetanus shot. And Paul, you must be a master of patience to drive this relic. Anyone else would have given up after the first 3 breakdowns. But hey, at least RUSTY8 is consistent. It consistently looks like it's one burnout away from becoming a pile of scrap metal. So, and then I was right, okay, well.
It's not harsh enough.
So I
know that was coming.
I says, I'm not capable, oh, sorry, not bad, you're capable of way more though, so please don't hold back. All right, gloves off. This car looks like it survived the apocalypse just to embarrass itself on the burnout pad. If this car were any older, it had qualified for a senior discount at the local scrapyard. The blower on top looks like it's there to compensate for the complete lack of horsepower under the hood. And Paul, driving this rust bucket, you must have nerves of steel to risk tetanus every time you touch it. RUSTY8 is so ancient, the only thing more outdated is Paul's taste in music. I don't know where it got there. And let's be honest, calling this a burnout car is generous. It looks like it's one burnout away from completely disintegrating. The only thing that smokes more than RUSTY8 is Paul after realising how much he spent trying to keep this fossil running. Keep it up, Paul. Just know that every time RUSTY8 sputters to life, it's a reminder to everyone that miracles do happen. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Jack. Get the hell out of here.
What do you reckon?
Yes. Well,
Yes. Some that probably aren't that far from the truth.
What's your taste in music?
Oh, maybe heavy rock.
Oh, well, see, Jack, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you idiot. So, heavy rock, I've seen your, you got rock stickers on your car, you've got rock stickers in some events that you've been to. You get much on the media?
No rock on there.
No rock on there? Where did I see the rock? Oh, it might have been on one of the posters in your book, actually.
Oh, right.
The NZBC comp, probably,
right,
from back in the day, yeah. Get a lot of media attention?
It does.
You probably see...
It's just different.
You probably see way more pictures of it on the internet than you knew ever existed on the internet, right?
Yeah, there's been some amazing pictures over the years. And, but yeah, people just aren't used to seeing a car like that doing things that it does, whether that's on the speedway or paddock racing.
Yeah, well, we were lucky enough to... Paul showed us a video of him, which dirt track was
Ellesmere.
Ellesmere, down the South Island. And he's pedaling it around the dirt track, and you got the same time as a stock car?
Apparently
the same time as a stock car around that track. Running in his Chevy.
With the supercharger on it.
Footage, and it looks pretty cool.
Track. Yes.
I like the rooster tails.
Yeah.
I like that a little bit on that last lap. We just took it a bit too far, no lift, and just obviously the car drags itself around and sideways over the fucking finish line.
I think you'd have pretty much looking at it, the ability to jump into a super saloon and get some pretty good laps around.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The guy who actually timed us said he'd love to see me in a sprint car. And I said,
I bet, yeah.
Give us the keys.
Give us the keys.
Chuck us the keys, bro.
Never come through, funnily enough.
Oh, it's funny as fuck. So, looking at burnouts, I mean, obviously going to the summer next year, I want to do a burnout car now. Have you got anybody that you look up to, New Zealand or Australia, that you sort of think, fuck, this, I like this style, or, got any sort of heroes, your fanboy of anyone?
Yeah, I've been doing burnouts 14, 15 years at Rusty now. Before that, like I say, we had V8s and EH Holdens and
Yeah.
And cars that shouldn't do skids, but they all did.
Multiple sustained loss of traction.
Yeah, everything's got to be tested, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
But yeah, from back in the early days, all through the 90s, early 2000s, I was a Victor Bray fanboy, really.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Tough.
Met them a few times. We've been over to the Winter Nats and done that sort of thing.
Wasn't the Chevy thing, was it?
But he also had the 57 at the Summer Nats when I was there as well.
Right, okay.
And the other thing is they also own a 58 Impala.
Ah, yeah.
So all hydroed and they bought from Mexico. So had a yak with them about the 58s, of course.
There's certainly a name from the past, that one, isn't it?
And the early skids of his at Summer Nats, that was before they were doing the proper skids at Summer Nats. You know, he was just the nasty ones. Yeah.
What are you up to?
And
come here.
But as far as the actual burnout scene, Mick Brescia, not Mick Brescia, sorry, Steve Loader.
Oh yeah,
wicked.
Yeah, good work.
I was at,
a lot of people, use his name.
A couple of things, the dedication and that sort of thing to it. I was at Brescia Nats 7 years ago. I went over with Jake with Shredder, the 57 sheep, and Steve Loader came out and done the last skit of the night, and it's one that's been shared around the world and everything. And even the burnout scene guys say it's the best.
Just that real violent one where you're just sparking and just.
That's somebody else said that. I'm sure somebody said that on the show too.
It's on my phone. I still send it to people, and there were people who say they don't get burnouts, or they say something's a crack.
Well, send it to me, and I'll put it in this. I'll put it in.
Here he is. This is Stephen Loader.
But going back to Summer Nats, I was there the year he actually got a stuck throttle while cruising, and basically had the choice of cars, people, or concrete barrier, and he got the concrete barrier. Went to hospital with concussion, and his dad and his mates went and found a Holden in the paddock out the back of Canberra and brought it and put the front on it, matte blacked it, and got them back out on the pad the next day.
No shit.
And
How
that's
good.
the sort of thing that I do.
Yes.
I don't give up.
Right. Yeah.
He,
If they have a look in the Escalade later, like I've got spares for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Starter motor, anything that can possibly ruin your whole weekend, especially when you're coming this far.
No supercharger input sharp though.
No, but there's a spare belt and a spare pulley guide because it's a narrower belt.
Yeah.
I actually, when it snapped the input shaft, we discovered it when it was on the dyno. So luckily my wife had a 471 sitting in there, didn't she? So I raced home and pinched the snout off that. And it's about 20 mil too long, but it's doing the job.
How good. Thanks, Anita. We appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find a 5-inch blower snout if anyone's got one.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Someone's
reach out to Paul if you've got what he needs.
Yes, yes. Even if you're an Aussie and want to send it over, we'll take it.
So, do you have the Summonets Burnout Masters game downloaded on any of your devices?
No. I try to stay away from it these days because, like I said to you about the magazines and
Yes, yeah. You'd get
cars and parts and collections. I just get into it and lose way too many hours.
Yes, cool.
Back in the day, I actually had Torque Burnout on the old phone.
Oh, yeah.
But when it got broken, I haven't put it back on. I'm already losing time on that. But that was back before there was a Burnout Masters game.
Yeah, yeah. Have you been watching the tour in the United States, Burnout Masters and Power Cruise?
Yeah. Try to keep up with most of that sort of stuff. And,
those guys
if I know there's a big comp in Aussie, if I can, I always share the live feeds. So because we're always all looking.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've certainly watched some feeds of yours, and Summonets actually last year was a bit of a go-to because you had quite a few videos going on.
That was a nightmare there because we had there was too much bandwidth being used.
Yeah, right.
So I couldn't go live.
So you just recorded.
So I was recording it.
Yeah. And
quickly in between posting it, and it was posting while I'm recording the next one.
Yeah, right.
Trying to keep up with it.
Honestly, I think everyone appreciated it because there was so much real hype now over the Summonets there with all the cars going, all cars from New Zealand and all the promotion that was going on. So there was so many of us watching it, and it was good. The feeds were dodgy, so to have lots of different things to go to watch it, Divide was good. So good.
Anita and I were swung out with some because a couple of those videos were like 600,000-700,000 views within a week and a half and stuff like that. Some of it just went crazy.
Well,
you've got quite a decent social media following.
Yeah, just over 10,000, I think. But, there's a lot more though. It's quite surprising. There's just about as many Australians as Kiwis.
Yeah.
I bet.
And none of them have really seen the car.
Right,
They just see the videos.
And again, that's what us doing what we're doing, trying to highlight to New Zealanders that don't know what's going on, like people like yourself.
Well, all the Australians that we've spoken to are like, we're keen to get our car over there, or we know these drivers that you've got over there, we know these cars that are over there. It's a pretty entwined scene with social media, especially. One of the things I noticed on your social media, you got a lot of fucking big mouths going wah. Hey, having a crack.
Have a look at the Aussie guys in America, anything and everything.
Yeah.
Anita will tell you, we block and delete so many.
Really?
One of the videos from Summonex, these guys.
It was the car at the end that did the skid. The overall winner that did the burnout at the end.
Oh, yeah, Joe Bauer's Charger.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what a piece of crap.
What a piece of shit, what a dumb burnout. Oh, what the?
Mate, that car was amazing.
Yeah.
Is that the grand champion?
I don't know if you noticed on my feed of it in my videos, Joe Bauer actually come in and started answering people's questions about his car.
Oh, right.
And then posted in-car footage of him doing this Gymkhana thing, slalom.
Yeah.
He's contacted me a couple of times now because he actually owns Victor Bray's 57 Chevy.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he had that at Summonets as well.
Right.
And done a burnout skid in it on the pad.
Yeah.
That was sort of a demo one. I think it was for Victor Bray's wife who died.
Oh, yes, okay.
But he's been going to the supercars and doing skids with it and that, and they want to bring it to New Zealand, hopefully. So contacted me about fuel and different things, so I put it on to someone.
Yeah, good
and he's
work.
told us to go and have a look through his car collection when I'm over there and that sort of thing. So, I mean, I didn't know the guy from Barra Soap.
Yes, yes.
I mean, he seen me around his car because, once again, going with ours, we got some private time.
Of course, yeah.
That was really good, you know, having the crowd around.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
so as we back on the Summonass thing, I reckon almost, so hearing all the history of RUSTY8, I reckon the what do you call that word? Penultimate? What's that?
like the penultimate number 2? No, the ultimate's the top.
Would be getting that RUSTY8 over to Summonass, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you love to do that?
Yeah.
Just for the...
It's funny one, like last year's Chrome, the 4 cars were going.
Yes.
And it's funny, you hear people talking with yous, and some say, "Oh, I'm not interested in winning and all trophies," and then some say, "I'm not, but I sort of am," and that sort of thing. We really don't. We never have. It's such a big car. It's so impractical for burnouts. If I win something, that's a bonus.
Yeah, right.
I've got to be pretty careful with those back guards.
Yes.
You know, and I don't, but I've been lucky so far. So that Chrome last year would be the only competition I've ever actually entered, hoping to get a place in.
Yes.
Just for the simple fact of getting it to Summonass.
Yes.
But then I was going to have to change it to methanol. You know, and it was still going to cost a lot of money.
Cost a lot. Yeah.
I think from even not the competitive side of it, getting it on that pad, to just the more so touching on the car's history, to be able to just cruise around and be involved in that another event. I mean, you've pretty much done every event in New Zealand, in it. It'd be, you know, like to take it like what Fuel them over, you know, like Hayden, take it over to Summonass and leave it to be able to go do Breccianets or some other,
gases.
You know, that car would be so suiting, you know, one day, and hopefully it'll happen for you.
Well, then,
like with this, you know, we have Chrome, but Autofest coming up, and I looked at even seeing if we could leave it up here and that, but generally speaking, it's so big, it's so heavy, there's usually some form of maintenance to do on it. It's up here, I've got to sort tyres and stuff anyway, got to come up and clean it all, you know, it just becomes a hassle.
Yeah.
And it's weird, it's not a Holden, not an HQ, it's so damn big.
Yes, it's
so damn big. I mean, what we'll do is we'll get a video of Ray standing next to it and it'll make it look even fucking bigger. I mean, it's big, man.
So you've got to find someone who's got enough room in their workshop.
Yeah.
Not just to put it in, but put it in out of the way where they can still use their workshop.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And with the lock diff, you can't manoeuvre it around or anything.
You're not pushing it around anywhere,
So,
too.
I've fitted the electric steering now, which is a good help. And I've got 4 of those go jacks in my garage at home.
Yep.
And so we sort of push it to the side.
Yes.
Got the Nova in there with the big doors as well. And I have to roll it out because I can't start it next to the Nova because the exhaust will
yeah.
I learnt that when I unburned all my Kenwood speaker once.
Oh, shit, really?
Set all the mesh on fire when I started picking up.
Good. So your neighbours like you that much?
Yeah.
You still in the cul-de-sac, or you moved all these beasts into one day?
I don't abuse the situation.
Right,
I don't go testing, that sort of thing. They hear it occasionally if I've got to turn it around or in the garage with a bit of tuning, but even if I do that, I won't fire it up at 8 in the morning. I'll wait till lunchtime and that sort of thing.
Good Bruce, your neighbours, you don't get on to have a few beers and chat cars? They're not car people?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, but one of the neighbours, they like the car and they're on the page and support it, and the young boy likes it and that sort of thing.
Yeah, good.
But we've always got the cars. I've got a V8 daily driver, and Nita's got the Nova, so they see them coming and going. And
Yeah. The West are in
my problem is, Brian, because like I say, I've got another 58 as well. So that's in a storage unit with my Mini.
Your Mini,
and all the spare bits, and then I've got Studevakers out at my parents'. There's a container out there full of tyres and rims and stuff that I'm storing at their place as well, and my garage is chopper as well, so
Mate, I just want to quickly touch on, we forgot to do it, unfortunately, with Jay, and because we just get on such a roll. But we like to talk about men's mental health on the show, because we're men, and we have mental health things, and not everyone necessarily has bad mental health issues, but we've all got stuff that we go through. You've been dealing with Rusty for a while, and I know certainly in the last 12 months there's been some issues. How do you sort of cope? You've obviously got Anita there, and
Funny thing is, and will tell you, I don't get upset about Rusty.
right.
Taking it, just deal with it, with whatever's...
Yeah, that sort of thing, it doesn't bother me, and a lot of people have said that, when I've had issues, if it was my car, I'd have flipped it on and lived like a Monopoly stable.
Exactly.
That sort of things has never bothered me. But 6 years ago, I was putting a new clutch in Rusty out at my parents' place, and at 7 o'clock at night I was driving home, and the car had been sitting in the sun all day, so I had the windows down, doing about 80k, and a tree branch come through the open window and got me in the temple.
Oh hell, see.
And had a nightmare with concussion and ongoing stuff. And
Right, yeah.
I picked Anita up that night and then couldn't remember where her house was. And
Oh fuck,
I
okay.
was sleeping 18 hours a day for about 4 weeks, I think it was, and just sort of got pushed off ACC. They want you back at work, and I was doing half weeks, and it was improving, so I let it happen, and just things deteriorated. And
Right.
so, I have a lot of bad days with that, and migraines and stuff.
Right.
Frustrating. Even like this, it's fingers crossed on Saturday that I don't wake up and can't even start my car.
Right, yeah.
That sort of thing. And we lost a day over in Aussie at Brashenex recently.
So you've got stuff to deal with. You managed to cope. I guess having a good relationship, having the wife there's got to be good.
That's where I was going. I don't talk with guys and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've been with Anita for 35 years.
It seems to be a reasonable common thing amongst the guys that we talk to. The ones that have been with their wife for ages and everything, it's like, I don't really have that many issues. Yes, if I do, but I talk to the missus. We talk all the time.
But we surprise a few people. Like, say, she's my best friend, and it's not, I've got a mate who's my best friend. That she is.
Yeah.
The first Chrome, we went from Christchurch to Chrome and back, and got back and realised we hadn't turned the stereo on once.
Right.
Yeah,
excellent.
Either talk or we're happy being in silence. Yeah, so she's been my sounding board, really.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Seems to me, with talking about the build of Rusty too, you're a very patient man.
100%. 100%.
If you don't have those sort of patience in your personality, then
Along with the time with her, music scene the posts, she supports me more than 100%. It's just it was her who said, we've got to go and do this redemption at Chrome this year.
Excellent.
I can't wait to see it.
To tell you the truth, it would have been, I may have done Autofest instead.
Right,
Have to pick one.
Yes.
But the redemption side of this, and also we like to support Az.
Yeah.
We've been to pretty much every Chrome down south.
Yep.
They've been so good to us. His crew run up and give Anita hugs, all this sort of thing. I get them. It's just,
I'll shout out to Az, Premier Events. Good on you, man.
Yep.
He's a good dude too. I like Az. Yep.
And
All the best for your week.
Unfortunately, once again,
See you this weekend.
Anita's in working at the airport and aviation security, and sometimes she just can't go, so she couldn't go to someone else with me again.
Right.
And the first time I went with a mate, and it's a weird thing. It's great having a mate, don't get me wrong. You do stuff, you have a lot of fun that you wouldn't have without them. But you miss a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you go and see what he wanted to see, and then try and get to what you did. And so I decided I was just going to go by myself and get around as much as I could. But I also want to get around a lot of the burnout guys that have been mates with Facebook and all that sort of thing, put names to faces, that sort of thing as well. And, if I take a mate, he might not want to do that. He'd be wanting to have a little show cars or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Check this.
It's kind of here.
And then when Az found out I was actually going by myself, he's just, well, come and stay with us. So
Cool, yeah.
he put me up with his crew for the weekend.
Wicked.
And yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, excellent.
Do everything we can to get a car ready for one of those events.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good to hear. We're looking forward to it. We were going to have a Summer Nats, not Summer Nats, a Chrome Horsepower Edition come out this coming Sunday. But I think we're going to put it out the next week, and we're going to put this interview out on this coming Sunday, Chrome. So this is all going to sound a bit weird, but you're watching this after Chrome, but we're recording it before, and yeah, so we'll do our Chrome episode the week after that. So I got time to do the editing because I gave myself a bit of a I've doing editing an hour or so studio episode takes me about 6 hours.
I believe it.
And I'm not even that good at it. So when it comes to a whole heap of footage from the thing, so yeah, I'm really glad you guys came and seen us.
Yeah,
we're going to put that out this weekend, and it's going to be good. Yeah.
No, we had to go to editing a video for one of Az's New Year Eve skits.
Yeah.
Took a few hours.
No, honestly, and then sort of once you sort of learn a bit more of what you're doing, you've seen the progression of our videos that we're putting out. Now all of a sudden there's funny faces in, and Ray has coughing fits all through Jay's one, which comes out tonight, and I've managed to put sick face over him. He didn't know that yet. So yeah, as you get better on it at the editing, it just takes you longer and longer. So yeah, this will come out on Sunday. We've got a giveaway that we're going to do, and we got some stuff from Rusty8 here. We've got some posters. We don't know how easy it's going to be to mail posters, so we'll just see. One of them's definitely going on our wall. One of them's definitely going on our wall.
I was going to say, yeah.
100%.
Normal chem stuff.
Got some chem stuff. Brake cleaner and the grease eater. Chem's grease eater. I know you use this, don't you?
I use all that stuff. I used cans and cans in the last week. Cleaning underneath and that paddock.
Oh, yes.
And I found the brake clean, I actually spray it up in the wheel arch and just leave it soaking for a couple of minutes, and then it just scrapes off just like butter.
Yeah. Wicked.
So yeah, and then I put the silicone in there to try and stop it.
Oh, good work. So we've got those, and we've got this Rusty8 t-shirt, which is what I'm wearing.
That's the piece of resistance there.
You'll look as hot as I do in that.
The stickers. Oh, this bad boy.
Camaro. 50-year anniversary Camaro Hot Wheels.
In white.
We got some monster stickers, thanks to Hayden Wilby, actually, down there at the Bottle and Wainuku.
Get a couple of Rusties. Another Rusty.
We're keeping most of them. And Kim's sticker. So to win these things, you must what must you do? Fuck, there's all sorts you need to do. You gotta follow us on Facebook. You gotta subscribe to our thing on YouTube, and we want you to comment on this video on YouTube. We want you to like Rusty8 Burnout Car on Facebook as well. Have you got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, we have, but we don't do.
You don't do it. Okay.
About 6 videos on it. Once
all right.
Again, editing.
Yeah, it's a mission. So you need to do all that stuff, and then the more you do, we'll give you a few more.
Are you going to have some merch
entries
at Chrome? Got a little.
We've got a bit. We've got the stickers, and we've got a few of the original T-shirts like this one.
So if you're at Chrome this weekend,
yep.
But, we actually haven't restocked because we've put all the new carbs and spaces and new scoop and everything on Rusty, and we've been thinking about getting a new design done.
Right. So. Yep.
So if you're
you can't say that because this is coming out after Chrome.
Well, it's coming out after. You don't know how I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Hope you got one.
So hopefully, over the course of the weekend before Sunday, you've gone and bought heaps of Rusty's merchy at Chrome.
Yes.
And if you did, thank you.
Okay, there you go.
And it all helps. It's a funny thing. We never had any of it, and we're actually at the Alex one when Anita had her skid, and the locals were trying to buy our other ones off our backs, and moaning that they wanted some. So we got some done, and they're going well, but we don't make a lot of them. It's
it's just great getting it out there.
It's a neat design. It's a neat design.
Someone wants to put my car on them. Hey, it's cool. It's not about the money.
No, it's not about the money.
When was the last time you were in Tehran?
Today.
You've been to Tauranga before?
Today.
First visit to Tauranga. Well done.
We drove in and we're going to
It's a
drive
shame.
out.
It's a bloody shame it's the day because then you could have done a nice lap around the mount.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
Yeah.
This is one bit we haven't done. We were saying that on the way up, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Because of course we've done the Pyramid Auto Fest and we went through the
Different
national
way.
park and
Yes.
that time we stopped at Horapito and
Right.
managed to find 2 bits for her Studebaker.
Oh, yeah. Wow, we still haven't been down there.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll get there.
Well, one day we'll go down there and do it.
allow time.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, I believe. It's not just the trip there and back, it's the time there.
Actually, and
as
that's
well.
something you need to. Do you say you were going to Reef South?
We're not going to this one.
Oh, right.
And next year, sorry.
Next year one.
The next year one.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure you allow enough time and do the Transport Museum and the
Oh
Motorbike
yes,
Museum.
yeah. That sounds like
And when as I time, they're a day or two in themselves, so you've got to sort of skim it. But
Yeah.
you can't go there without going to them.
I think we probably have to spend about 2 weeks down there because there's so many people that we need to talk to as well. So
Yeah,
we'll
true.
more than likely take some sort of mobile studio with us and actually spend some decent time down there.
I saw Billy and Charlie when they were down the South Island. They went through there and had a good little women look through there.
No, they've got it good
Love
down
museums.
south. You know.
There's tons going on down there, and we're pretty impressed with what they're doing. We like to talk about them a lot on the show. So
I'm originally from down there, and my parents were in that sort of thing. And
yeah,
like I say, even back in the 70s, it was all V8s there. It's just farming, the smelter.
yeah.
And they all had money and
So, bro, obviously first time in Tauranga. What's your favourite food?
Those two questions go together.
how's this with the diplomacy? Anything she cooks.
Oh,
No, probably bacon and egg burger.
okay. Oh, yeah.
Simplicity, yeah.
Well, you know what?
That was,
'Cause isn't
Jade.
one just there?
Huh?
No. Yeah. Well, that's the burger thing, but there's a burger joint just here.
Oh,
So
right.
before you leave town, you can try a total on a burger, even.
Oh, yeah, every one. There'd be better ones than that. Yeah. Just saying.
We
But
actually had
that's
a
cool.
really good one yesterday on Bully with Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, he shouted his lunch at his cafe. He's got an account at
Right.
while we were waiting for our ferry, and they were good burgers.
Yeah. Now, burger seems to be a popular thing, and then we've been talking about it a fair bit. And I was editing Jay Tiny Towing's video yesterday, and he was mentioning burgers, and now you're talking about it. I'm pretty confident I'm going to get a burger for lunch today. I'm just okay.
He's a good fella, old J.A.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good little yarn.
yeah.
It's coming out
Tonight,
the other night.
the other night.
Actually, I said earlier about Victor Bray, and old Steve Loader.
Yeah,
Yes.
Probably have to add Jay in now since
Add
he
Jay.
took me out in his truck.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I said the other day, you become a legend after that.
And we was there at Brashnats.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah,
That was an experience and a half.
I bet it was too. I bet it was. He does some good stuff in that little truck, man.
It's
I
just
call it-
such a
it was-
different scene to
I
New
wanted
Zealand.
to. I wanted to originally when we sort of like because we were sort of saying his name's like almost so Asian, you know, Jay Chun Tai. So we were sitting there with Jay Chun Tai, and I wanted to say to him like, to me, he's like the Jackie Chan of burnouts.
When he dances that thing around on the pad.
Just the whole movement, you know, so with the name and like his style. I was like, yeah, to me, you're the Jackie Chan of burnouts.
But we forgot to do it because sometimes we
Yeah.
just forget to do stuff.
Next time.
Next time we call them. All
right.
right, is that us?
Yes, so.
All right,
Well,
well,
you guys got some more traveling to do.
appreciate you taking the time to come here and see us,
Thank
man.
you.
It's really
And
awesome.
Anita.
Yeah, and Anita, we're quite blown away actually. This is the first time you've been here. You just come to have a yarn, so fucking appreciate it. And we're going to see you at Chrome yesterday.
Yeah.
Bye,
See
guys.
you at Chrome yesterday.
See you later. Fuck off.
Bye bye.